Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're tearing down a really dangerous but surprisingly common assumption that's quietly draining revenue from modern businesses every single night. We're going to look at exactly how those hard-earned leads are slipping through the cracks the second your doors close, and more importantly, how the smartest organizations are completely fixing this. All right, let's just dive right into the core of this myth versus reality. For decades, businesses have leaned on this comforting assumption that if you miss an inquiry after hours, a call, an email, a form submission, that prospect is just going to wait patiently and try again tomorrow. But the hard truth? The data tells a totally different story. Your prospect isn't waiting around. They're already knocking on your competitor's digital door. So to plug this hidden revenue leak, we're covering 6 key areas today. 1. The off-hours lead illusion. 2. Changing customer expectations. 3. The actual cost of waiting. 4. The 24/7 AI solution. 5. Some real-world case studies. And finally, 6. The future of customer engagement. Starting off with Section 1, the off-hours lead illusion, and exactly why those traditional models are failing. Now, the research directly calls out the traditional models we all know so well. Think about it. Standard contact forms, voicemails, a generic email inbox, and rigid support hours. Historically, sure, that was standard operating procedure, but today, those are the exact bottlenecks causing you to unknowingly hemorrhage revenue outside your operating hours. They create these built-in delays that just absolutely tank your conversion rates.
Moving on to Section 2, changing customer expectations and this massive demand for instant replies.
So why is this old system suddenly failing so spectacularly right now? Well, it really comes down to a massive, irreversible shift in customer expectations. Customers used to tolerate waiting for a receptionist or a sales rep to clock in, right? But look at this list. The explosion of e-commerce, the fact that literally everyone has a smartphone, always on social media, instant live chat, it's completely rewired our brains. Consumers are now hardwired to expect immediate answers, instant booking, and real-time support 24/7. We want what we want, and we want it right now. Instant responses are literally the new standard. The data shows this massive trend where customers expect a response within minutes, not hours, minutes. And on top of that, if you're serving a global customer base, dealing with multiple time zones makes traditional 9 to 5 support completely irrelevant. A prospect researching your solution at midnight their time, they expect the exact same level of service as someone calling at noon. Which brings us to Section 3, the cost of waiting and losing to competitors. Picture this. It's an all-too common nightmare scenario. A highly motivated prospect visits your website at 10 p.m. They love what they see, so they submit a request at 10:05. But your business is closed, so your team finally responds the next morning at 8 a.m. Well, it's too late. By 8:05 a.m., you find out they've already gone with a competitor who actually had a system in place to answer them instantly the night before. You literally lost the deal while you were fast asleep. Let's look at what the data says about this. A delayed lead response doesn't just mean a slightly longer sales cycle. It directly causes a huge spike in lead abandonment. On the flip side, fast responses and 24/7 availability directly drive higher conversion rates and dramatically better customer satisfaction. Basically, you are actively penalized for every minute of delay. This really highlights a fundamental truth in modern business. Marketing and sales experts consistently hammer home this metric known as speed to lead, because prospects are often contacting multiple companies all at once, shopping around with 10 tabs open. The very first company to actually engage usually gains a massive competitive advantage. Immediate engagement creates this instant trust and momentum that a delayed follow-up simply cannot match. Let's look at how to fix it in Section 4, the 24/7 AI solution, an always-on technology. So how do we actually plug this overnight revenue leak without, hiring a full night shift? The answer lies in interactive AI avatars. Now, while standard AI chatbots are fine for basic FAQs, these advanced systems offer a highly engaging, fully conversational experience. They don't just sit there passively waiting for text. They facilitate 24/7 voice conversations, they actively capture leads, and they can even book appointments directly. Providers like TrioHub are deploying these custom AI agents to totally revolutionize off-hours engagement. And what's really incredible is they're trained directly on your business's specific PDFs, your internal docs, your website, so they handle everything from instantly answering complex questions to seamlessly capturing custom contact information. They can even check your live availability to schedule and confirm meetings entirely on their own around the clock. And honestly, the best part is that all this valuable data doesn't just get stuck in some random silo. These systems offer deep, automatic CRM syncing. The lead info gathered at 2 a.m. flows directly into platforms like HubSpot, Salesforce, ConnectWise, or Pipedrive. That means when your human sales team grabs their coffee and sits down the next morning, they aren't sorting through vague contact us emails. They are following up on highly qualified, fully documented opportunities. Let's see this in action in Section 5, Real-World Case Studies on Better Lead Capture. Let's look at the actual results. First up, a local service business was just bleeding overnight inquiries. By adding an AI chatbot, they saw an immediate spike in captured leads and significantly faster engagement. Next, a consulting company was losing out simply because weekend inquiries were being ignored until Monday. They implemented an interactive AI avatar, and suddenly they had qualified appointments booked straight onto their calendar before the week even started. Finally, a global business struggling with time zones utilized 24/7 multilingual AI support, instantly unlocking a whole new wave of international opportunities. Now, whenever we talk about this level of automation, a major question naturally pops up. I know a lot of you are probably asking right now, does bringing in this 24/7 tech mean we're replacing our human workforce? The emphatic answer from all the research is no, absolutely not. These AI solutions are fundamentally designed to assist your employees, not replace them. The AI handles the repetitive, heavy lifting, especially during those off hours, answering the same basic FAQs and gathering contact info. That actually frees up your human team to focus their energy and expertise on much higher value tasks, like actually closing the highly qualified opportunities the AI just teed up for them. Finally, let's look ahead to Section 6, the future of engagement over the next 5 years. The research here is incredibly clear. Within the next 5 years, AI receptionists aren't just going to be a nice competitive edge. They will be the bare minimum standard. The expectation for instant responses is only going to keep growing. Automated lead qualification is just going to be a normal part of daily sales ops. And most importantly, businesses that refuse to adapt and stubbornly rely on static contact forms, they are going to struggle severely to compete. Which brings us to a really critical realization. Organizations that take action and implement these 24/7 AI engagement systems today are going to build a massive, almost insurmountable advantage. While your competitors are stuck on manual 9-to-5 processes and losing leads every single evening, you'll be quietly and efficiently capturing market share around the clock. So I want to leave you with this final vital thought to consider for your own business today. Knowing what you now know about modern consumer expectations and speed to lead, will you adapt to capture the 24/7 on-demand customer? Or will you keep letting valuable prospects slip over to your competitors while you sleep? Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and definitely take a hard look at your own off-hour strategy today.